Trump just slapped Brazil with massive tariffs. Other countries might panic, but Brazil, not so much. Why is Latin America's largest economy staying calm while others brace for impact? Let's find out. For starters, these new tariffs are huge, 50% on key Brazilian exports from orange juice to machinery. Trump says he's protecting American jobs and punishing what he calls unfair trade practices. But this fight is about more than economics, it's political. The tariffs come right after tensions over Lula's crackdown on fake news and the ongoing trial of former President Bolsonaro. Trump is using trade as leverage. So will it work? That depends on how much Brazil needs the U.S. market. Here's the surprising part. Brazil's economy isn't as tied to the United States as Mexico or Canada. In fact, only about 12% of Brazil's exports go north. Compare that to Mexico, which sends nearly 80% of its exports to the U.S. That's a massive difference. Brazil's biggest trade partner is actually China, followed by the European Union. And when it comes to the U.S., Brazil even runs a trade surplus. Around $7 billion in 2024. That means Brazil sells more to America than it buys. It's a very different story than Trump's usual deficit complaints. So what happens if the U.S. market shrinks for Brazilian goods? Can Brazil find alternatives? The short answer is yes, at least for many sectors. Take citrus and orange juice. These products can be redirected to Europe or even the Middle East. Steel and machinery can find homes in Asia. And then there's BRICS, Brazil's growing alliance with Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Companies like WEG, a major Brazilian manufacturer, have already announced plans to reroute exports through India and Mexico to soften the blow. For the most part, big firms see this as a challenge, not a disaster. Now let's talk politics. President Lula is not backing down. His message has been loud and clear. No foreign leader will dictate Brazil's policies. His exact words, "No gringo is going to give orders." That quote went viral in Brazil and fired up his base. By framing this as a fight for sovereignty, Lula is turning Trump's aggression into a political win at home. He's also leveraging Brazil's position in BRICS to rally international support while preparing a challenge at the World Trade Organization. In other words, Brazil isn't just playing defense, it's going on the offensive. So why isn't Brazil afraid? Because it has room to maneuver. The U.S. may be a big market, but it's not Brazil's lifeline. With diversified trade, strong ties to China and Europe, and a political strategy built on national pride, Lula knows he can afford to push back. Brazil can also hit back economically. Think counter tariffs on American ethanol or soybeans, both crucial for U.S. farmers. And with BRICS exploring alternative financial systems, the cost of saying no to Washington is lower than ever. Of course, this doesn't mean Brazil escapes unscathed. Small farmers are already feeling the squeeze, especially in coffee and citrus. Some exporters can't pivot overnight, and if the fight escalates, there's a risk of inflation and higher consumer prices. So while Brazil is resilient, it's not invincible. Still, the big picture is clear. Compared to Mexico, Canada, or Japan, Brazil has more leverage and less exposure. That's why it's standing its ground. Trump wanted to pressure Lula, but this could backfire by pushing Brazil even closer to China and strengthening the very BRICS alliance Washington fears most. What do you think? Will Brazil hold firm, or will Trump's tactics force a compromise? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you found this analysis useful, hit like and subscribe for more deep dives on global power shifts.